Hey guys, this is Rusty Messer with Big River Trial Attorneys in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We help accident victims recover from injuries. So people often ask me, how much can I sue someone for in a car accident claim in Louisiana? And the answer is that there really is no limit for most cases. However, the value of your claim depends on several factors. Things like the severity of your injuries, how much insurance is available, and what other claims do you have? So Louisiana is what they call a fault state. That means the insurance company for the at-fault driver or the at-fault driver is responsible for paying for your damages. Louisiana is also what they call a pure comparative negligence state. What that means is that the percentage of fault for every party has to be allocated. So if you were to go to trial and get a judgment for $100,000 in your favor, but the jury found that you were 30% at fault for causing an accident, you would get $70,000 instead of the full $100,000. But you can still recover even if you were partially at fault. So the amount that you're actually going to recover depends on a few factors. The amount of insurance that's available, if the defendant has additional assets, maybe the defendant was a large corporation, if you have your own insurance to claim against, like maybe or something like that. And there are also situations where there can be limitations on the liabilities. We're going to talk about all of those coming up. So Louisiana requires all drivers to carry minimum liability insurance policies of $15,000 per person per accident, with a maximum of $30,000 per accident and $25,000 on the property damage. So how that affects you. If you were in an accident and you were hit by somebody with state minimum liability, that insurance company has $15,000 of coverage available to pay for your bodily injuries and your medical expenses. However, if there were 3 people in your car, the 3 of y'all are now going to be fighting over that $30,000 of available insurance. That means there's also only $25,000 of insurance to pay for your property damages, which may not be nearly enough to fix your car, depending on the type of vehicle you have or how bad the damages were. Another possible source of recovery is what is called uninsured motorist coverage, uninsured or underinsured. It's called for short. So this is your own insurance that we recommend everybody get because it's very inexpensive and it kicks in exactly this situation. So if you had coverage and you got hit by somebody who only had a $15,000 minimum policy, but the value of your injuries was $25,000, you could then claim another $10,000 against your own insurance. There are situations where there are legal limitations on the amount that you can recover. If you're suing the state of Louisiana, or if you're suing a governmental entity, you may be limited at $500,000, and this is by statute. So the types of damages that you can recover are going to be for things like your pain and suffering, your mental anguish and emotional distress, your lost wages, maybe your future lost wages if you're unable to work as a result of the accident. There's also something called loss of enjoyment of life. Let's say that before the accident, you really liked to work in your garden. Now you can't work in your garden. Or you missed a whole season of deer hunting because you couldn't climb in the deer stand. All of these are loss of enjoyment of life. So the amount that you're actually going to recover is going to depend on how bad your damages are, the amount of available insurance, whether there's any legal limitation on what you can recover, and don't overlook the skill of your attorney in negotiating on your behalf or presenting your evidence at trial. If you've been in an accident and you would like to find out what types of damages you might have and how much you might be able to recover for, give us a call to schedule a no-cost consultation.